It's the time of year where we're all very excited, or underwhelmed perhaps, in anticipation of what we might see and who we might meet. Now, I'm not talking about Christmas. It's of course the release of the new Football Manager. Ahead of the FM23 beta, so many new features have been announced. This year, that's largely come via the FMFC articles and the FM YouTube channel. So today, I'm going to give you my top 3 favourite and most important features that have got me excited for the new game. Before we get into them though, I should say that we all play the game differently, and this answer would probably be different for every FM player as a result, so don't get angry down in the comments if you disagree. However, if you're looking forward to hearing mine, then please do chuck a thumbs up and subscribe for daily FM23 content. For now though, let's head over to my number 3 top feature for FM23. At number 3 is Recruitment Meetings. Now, this is something that made its debut in FM22 and became a key addition to my main story, The Head Coach. When working under a director of football model in that save, it had previously been difficult to influence transfers and work with the recruitment team on signings without taking full control of scouting or adding specific players as targets. That's why Recruitment Meetings were big for me. I know many of you skip them and don't find them particularly useful, but I think they're helpful in traditional saves too. They essentially allow you a bit of scouting influence without putting the detailed effort in. However, FM23 appears to have ramped this up another level. Firstly, there appears to be more regular meetings throughout the year, not just the slapdash rush around the transfer window we got used to in last year's game. There also seems to be a lot more integration with your current squad, with AI staff perhaps even understanding that you already have 5 left backs before going out and trying to sign another one. We can only hope anyway. The recruitment meetings now look to include advice on current players, which is largely thanks to another feature, the squad planner. That one didn't quite make the cut in my top 3. Your recruitment meetings start with a planning section that actually comes virtually directly from that planner. This means that rather than just being told you should replace this player, do you want to, like you were in FM22, we now get the chance to evaluate our squad properly as part of the recruitment process. There's also a dedicated section in these meetings for expiring contracts, staff suggestions, and even players attracting interest from other clubs. There are also alongside these quick auto tick options if you agree with the staff suggestion for each action. When it comes to looking for new players though, the recruitment meetings also now include staff suggestions for focus. These can be applied in one click and allow the scouting to be set up without you having to do the whole manual process and drag and drops. However, if you enjoyed that and became used to it in FM22, don't worry, you can still set up the traditional manual ones, particularly if your staffing team are talking nonsense and you want to do something completely different. All in all, these meetings now seem to bring a lot of separate considerations, inbox messages, and things from other meetings like the backroom team ones, all into one important place. For me, that's a huge positive and will also lead to a bit of fun in the head coach, as we'll be able to get a good preview of how bad our director of football's recruitment is going to be well in advance and know whether we've got to try and do a runner from a certain club. But with that done, let's move on to a more recent feature now. It's loosely recruitment related again, but this could be a big one for lower league players. Time for number 2. And at number 2 comes big changes to player trials. Now, if you manage predominantly in the lower ranked leagues or in non-league football like me, you'll probably see so many trialists each year that you could set up a pretty good game of Guess Who. However, there are a few things that have always bugged me about the trial system in Football Manager. Whether it be the lack of information picked up about a player during their trial, the instant forgetting of information about a player the minute their trial finishes, or the lack of reporting and advice that comes from staff working with them at the club. This year though, those worries appear to be gone. We'll wait and see if the proof is in the pudding, but in the latest FMFC features article, more details were shared about how player trials would work in FM23. Needless to say, they got me pretty excited. Firstly, more information is gained and retained by the club. This is absolutely essential and very helpful when managing at the lowest levels in the game. More important than that though, is reporting. When a trial is finishing, you'll now get a report advising whether the player is worth signing and where they may fit into your squad according to your staffing team's opinion. This is a marked improvement from the previous one-line message just telling you that a trial has now finished. It also gives you a little reminder if you struggle to keep track of trialists, and let's face it, If you see as many of them as me, that's probably understandable. Overall, this feature looks like it's going to be huge for me personally and for many of you as lower league players, particularly for us this year in our Builder Nation in Northern Ireland's third tier. I'd imagine we're going to see a few there. There is one thing though that's got me more excited for FM23, but it's also going to be much harder to deliver. Let's go and see what it is. And at number 1, say it loudly, is AI Manager improvements. Of course it is. Those of you that followed my FM22 saves will know that I got very frustrated at times, not because of my failures, challenges and disappointments, but because the game was just too easy overall, in my opinion. The AI manager really struggled dealing with its squad for various reasons. Poor player rotation, protection of fitness and recruitment issues were all amplified. And of course it didn't help that in early seasons we had squeezed fixture schedules due to Winter World Cups and much more. As a result, and as I experienced both here and on Twitch in most of my saves, consistency and sensible squad management from the human manager would often lead to pretty outstanding results. Many of you agreed in the various community polls we did throughout the year and just said you were finding the game a bit too easy. But thankfully, even if this feature doesn't deliver, there are some natural changes that will help in FM23. The introduction of 5 subs across most professional leagues in Europe, other small features such as better squad rotation in the cups and so on will surely help the AI manager anyway. However, while many were a bit underwhelmed by the FM23 headline features video, this being in there had me very excited. Why, you may ask, is AI manager improvement so important? Well, to announce this as a headline feature, for me, surely means there has to be a big level of change to intelligence and the way information is used by the AI manager. Other improvements, such as the ones we mentioned in the last 2 features relating to recruitment, will also help make entire staffing teams more competent, rather than just the managers themselves. Add to that the rule changes, improved scheduling, and bigger squads professional clubs are increasingly working with, and I'm hopeful, even if not yet fully confident, that this feature will have the biggest impact on our player experience in FM23. So those are my top 3 important or favourite features announced so far for FM23. But what are yours? Let me know down in the comments, as well as what saves you're planning to do this year. If you haven't already, please do like this video and subscribe down below to stay up to date with daily FM23 content on the channel. There's also plenty of save idea videos about, including different types of challenges, in this playlist right above my head now. Check it out if you haven't already, and I'll see you here again next time.